one, I think, probably for me and Emma, because we are new crocheters in the world. So here's what I'm working on at the moment. It's various different squares that I'm going to make into a blanket that I'm using scrap store bits and bobs. Very aptly, I'm using a pattern called Corona. Thought it was very good just for now. A piece of advice that I would say, get yourself some sticky tape so that you can see where you are on the pattern, because I get lost very easily. Another thing that you need to look out for in the first instance, if you are buying any books or patterns, you have to make sure that it's a UK pattern, crochet pattern, because UK and US are different. So what we would call a double crochet is different for the US. So be careful of that. So I am a visual learner, so patterns horrify me. So how I taught myself to do it is basically, if you have a look at your patterns, where it says these abbreviations, in the back of any pattern or book, you will have a glossary that tells you what the abbreviations mean. So say it's a half double crochet, which meant nothing to me. So there is in this book a little bit of an explanation at the back. Couldn't understand that either. So what I did was I looked up YouTube videos, which YouTube is just a fantastic place to be. So I looked at a video, learned how to do it from a simple video, and then referred back to the pattern. So that's the simplest way that I can say. With regards to these things, I haven't worked that out yet, and that is really quite complicated for me, so I don't go there, so I can't answer that at the moment. Another thing that I would suggest is, if you're starting out, start out on a bigger sized hook and bigger sized yarn, because it's a lot easier to get going and learn your stitches. So this is, for this, I'm working on a 3.5mm hook, and just standard, this is cotton, but it's standard double knitting sized yarn. But if you can get chunky and a big hook, then that's fabulous as well. I think that's what Emma's working with. Also, having an easy grip on your crochet hook is a lot easier on your hands than it is just using a crochet hook without one. So that's something that I would recommend, just paying those few extra pence to have. What else can I say? I would say it's a lot of trial and error. And for me, I did lots of sample bits before I got the hang of reading the pattern. So again, with this book that I've got, it's quite nice because it shows you what it's supposed to look like in quite big detail. So then I could have a look what I was doing, have a look at the pattern, see how far off I was. And it's just practice, trial and error, but YouTube is a fantastic place. If you have a look on our video link, Scrap Store Birmingham video link, there is an easy crocheted flower to get you going and see how you go. Have you got anything else to add, Emma?
Hi, yeah, I have. So I started crocheting just before the start of lockdown. Somebody showed me how, and they bought me my crochet hook kit. So I agree with Pip 100%. I love the soft handled crochet hooks, and I think to be honest with you, I've just been working with the same one. I think mine might be 4.5 inch. I don't know where my hook is. I think it's this, something like that. Yeah, 4 inch something, I think. Can't remember. Anyway, so I started off I learned how to do a granny square, and just like Pip said, I didn't follow a pattern. I went on, somebody showed me the essentials in a day, and then I spent one afternoon on YouTube, and that was great. I was off then, and once I was able to do a square, I made a blanket of granny squares, and then since then I've made a blanket which is just one giant granny square, so I've just kept going and going and going and going. So I'm on project 3 now, and I'm making a hot water bottle cover. And I went the other week and I had to buy a new hot water bottle. And that cost me £8. And I thought, oh, that's so silly. I could have made one. So then I went on to Pinterest and I saw lots of pictures and I found a pattern that I liked. And it's the first time I've worked from a pattern. And I've got all just balls that are already started. Yeah, like Pip says, I really like using that is that double crochet, Pip?
It's double knitting, yeah.
Double knitting. I really like that. And I really like that grey one as well. That's really nice to crochet with as well. And I did my row of double crochet to start with, and then I just started on the trebles, which is exactly the same as when you're doing a granny square, but instead of going round and round and round and round, you go in a line, turn your work, go back the other way, turn your work, go back the other way, turn your work. So I've actually sewed it up now, and I'll show you a little bit more of that in a minute, but I love it. It's so easy. And there's my naked hot water bottle that is soon to be clothed, but I have to reveal another bit of this project in one of our later questions.
Something else I would just add to that is if you're practicing, I kept all my samples that went wrong so that when I did it again, I could see how I differed. Also, another thing that I would say is join an online crochet group, because I'm on an online tortoise forum for my tortoises, but Emma's on a crochet forum, and those people are experts in their field and they're more than happy to answer all your questions. So if you've got difficulties or you're saying, I don't understand what this means, they can either possibly show you or guide you to a relevant video or tell you how to do it, because those people know what they're doing.
Yeah. And I will just say as well, they're really, really friendly people. So when I made my first blanket, which did look a bit like dishcloths, I posted some pictures and everybody, just had loads and loads of people saying, wow, what a lovely blanket, keep going. It was really nice. It